Hey everybody, I want to ask you some questions. The question I want to ask you is, do you have an entourage or clique? And the next question I want to ask you is, why do you feel a need to have an entourage or clique? Now, before I get into the message, let me just make something clear. You will always, everywhere you go, you're going to see groups of people, you're going to see cliques and entourages of people, and it's not always a negative or bad thing. Some people, you just know that God has ordained their interactions and friendships and relationships with one another. And you can tell when you talk to them or when you look at them or you listen to them speak on one another. You can be in a workplace, you can be in a house of God, you can see friends wherever you go, and you want to know what it is that helps them to get along so well. What is it about their relationship and interactions and connections with each other within their group? What is it that bonds them and brings them together? So sometimes you'll be able to see, you know what, like the word of God says, iron sharpens iron, and you'll be able to tell that those group or clique of people, God has anointed and appointed them. You just know that they are locked and loaded with the oil on their life. You know it's nothing messy about them. You know that it's nothing inappropriate about them. You just know that God have called them to be together as a unit. And then there are some people you can see that is in a group or a clique, and you know that they are probably very creative. Some people who are very creative and they have a lot of great ideas, they tend to hang with one another. You'll then see some people who are in a group or clique or entourage, and there may be like five of them, but out of the five, three of them are very business savvy. There are three of them that either own a business or they want to own a business. And so that is one of the things that bonds them, because they know how to bounce ideas off of each other and they hang tight with each other. They have plans with each other in the future. They are not cutthroat to each other. They stick together. However, that is not the group, the cliques, or the entourages that I am referring to in this video message. Now, I want you all, as far as the younger people, and I want any one of you all who are very secure, I'm sorry, not secure, but insecure, who you feel the need to always hang around groups of people, entourages of people. I want you to take heed to this message. Now, you all have to know that a lot of people, not everybody, but there are a lot of people who are in groups and they are in cliques and they are in entourages for various reasons. And I'm going to throw out some of the reasons. But I want you all to also know that there is a shifting when you see someone who is always in a clique, they're always in a group, they're always in an entourage, versus how they are when they are by themselves. Now, a person who is very insecure, a person who is not sure of themselves, a person who does not really feel safe by themselves for various reasons, they tend to gravitate towards groups and entourages and cliques of people, and they allow the head person in that group or that clique. And don't get this twisted, guys. Don't think it's just kids that have groups and cliques and entourages. Don't think it's just young adults. There are people that are well into their 30s, 40s, and 50s that are in cliques and entourages. You will see it. I have seen it too many times. And there's always a ring leader. The ring leader typically will control the person within that group or entourage or clique. They will control the weaker one. And so when you catch the person who is always in a group of clique, or they're always surrounded by a bunch of people, they're always claiming everybody that says hi to them or has general conversation with them, they're always claiming them as their friend. Those are the types I'm referring to as well. When they're by themselves, some of these people tend to be very quiet. They don't do a lot of talking. You will also notice that they are kind of humble. They're not arrogant. They're not pompous. They're not uppity and smug. They're pretty much down to earth. And then you also may find that they are okay with sharing a little bit about themselves. They will talk about their children if they have any. They will talk about their career or their job. They will talk about certain weaknesses that they have, or things of that nature. But when the people in their group or clique or entourage comes around, if they see you, they will act like they don't know you. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want anything to do with you. If somebody cracks a joke about you, that person starts to laugh with them. They start to mock you. They start to scrutinize you. They act very funny. And so I want to let you all know that if you do not know who you are, and if you feel unsafe or weaker when you are by yourself, you have a lot of internal work to do. Because when you are in a clique or an entourage, if it's not God ordained, see, you can have your crew of people. I'm not saying in this video message that it is something wrong with having a group of people that are down for you. It is okay for you to have your people. It is okay for you to have people that are down for you. They are very supportive of you. You trust them. They are the type of person that have your back. They help you with whatever you're trying to build in your life. So it's nothing wrong or negative about it. But for those of you who are in cliques and the people that you're around, they're troublemakers. They're very messy. Their name is always in confusion or chaos. They are mean spirited. They are jealous spirited. They are competitive. They are extremely nosy. They are very insecure as well. They are highly manipulative. They even try to manipulate you. And if you don't do what they say, they'll try to push you out the group. I'm telling you all, whether you want to accept this or not, there are indeed groups, cliques, and entourages of full-grown men and women walking around here. You see them in church, where if there is one person who wants to get on an auxiliary, if there is a particular entourage or group, say that they're real close to the first lady, or they're real close to the pastor, or they are wealthy, they have money, and everybody in the church or at work knows that this particular person have money. If that person who is probably controlling other people within their group, if they don't like you, everybody else in the clique or group will not like you. If you try to get in an auxiliary, they will block you, because they only want their group on those auxiliaries. So let's say, for instance, in a church setting, you want to get on the choir, but if the clique is the choir director, or they are the praise team leader, they want their people, or their people's people, to join the choir. If you're the outside person and you're by yourself and you're not in a clique, you're not in an entourage, you're not in a group, somebody in that clique is probably going to block you out. They may say they don't care for you. They may say that they don't really know you like that. And so they're going to do everything in their power so you don't join the choir, because they only want people that they're cool with, that they feel comfortable with, and they know all of their business in that clique. This is what I'm telling you all. People do it in the workplace. You'll see in the workplace, if there are people who are in groups or cliques and they're sleeping with each other and they're real cool with each other, or they team up together to go against one individual person, say they all had an encounter with one person and that one person had to check all of them at different times, not at the same time. Some of them will start to talk about this one individual person. And if all of them have you in common, meaning they don't like you, okay? You checked some of them. They didn't tell each other this, but they know behind the scenes and in private you've had to check them, or you don't deal with them, you don't sit with them at lunch, you don't talk to them, you've never got intimate with any of them, then you're a problem for them. So they're going to shut you out. They're the type that's going to try to intentionally look for things to talk about as far as you go, put you at fault. They're going to talk about you to the manager. They're going to talk about you to the boss. They're going to spread horrible, vicious rumors about you so people will not like you. They will perceive you in a negative, nasty light. I am telling you all, these types of people in groups and cliques and entourages, they exist. Even on social media, you will have people when you were in school. You can be in college. You can be in college, you can be in high school, okay? And you know that it's cliques there. But if all of you all are following each other on social media, when you post something, that entourage or clique of people, they will not like your stuff. They will not share your stuff. They will not comment on your stuff. But they all want to follow you. They all want to watch you. Some of them in the clique or the entourage or group, they will even request you all just to follow you and watch you. But they at the same time cannot stand you. Today, the purpose of this video message is to let you all know that standing alone and being by yourself is sometimes better for your growth. It is sometimes better for your mental health. It is sometimes better for your emotional health, because when you are in a group, you cannot sometimes, this is not for everybody, but there are some of you, you get lost within that group dynamic. You no longer know what your talents and your gifts are because you're busy trying to keep up and do what you see everybody else in the group or clique doing. Some of you may be a naturally type of, I don't want to say scary person, but you are a timid person and you're easy to control. So if there's somebody who has a very domineering disposition and spirit and they are very controlling, or it's certain women with a lot of masculine energy within that group or clique, they will try to prey on and pick on the timid person. But because some of you all, you just want to be a part of something. You don't feel secure being by yourself. You don't feel confident being alone. You feel ostracized and weird walking by yourself, eating lunch by yourself at work, not being in a group, claiming everybody as your friend. And so you feel the need to be in a group, a clique, or entourage. You have a need for a lot of friends. I'm here to tell you, you've got to get to a place where you become secure alone. You become strong alone. You stop being dependent upon other people making you feel strong, making you feel accepted, making you feel like you are valuable. You have to know who you are outside of a group. Now, in season, if it is meant for you to have a group of people who are going to assist you and help you, or even bring out the best in you, please, my beautiful brothers and sisters, allow God to do that. But some of you all, because there are wounds within you from your childhood, you may have been bullied. You may have been rejected by people in your family. You just want to belong. You want to be a part of something. And so you gravitate towards the group that's popular. You gravitate towards the clique that's well known. It looks like everybody in that group or clique has all of their stuff together. They dress nice. Everybody talks about them. Everybody wants to hang around them. Everybody wants to claim them. If it's an event that they're having, everybody wants to be there. And like I said in the beginning of this message, it happens everywhere. It happens in church. It happens in the workplace. It happens amongst friends. It happens in families where there are people who love to be in groups and cliques. One thing about it, people, I got to tell you all this. You better have your own mind. You better be able to make your own decisions. You better be okay with how you feel about something. If you're not in agreement with it, you better know who you are, because if something kicks off where these people that you are always around, you're always hanging with them. You're always, if this is you, you're letting them control you. You're letting them tell you how to walk, how to talk, how to think, who you should and shouldn't hang with. You know they're mean spirited. You know they're messy. You know they always in some type of confusion. Your value will begin to go down, because when you hang with the wrong people and they are known not for anything positive, not for anything good, when people look at that group or that clique or that entourage, it's sketchball stuff. When you look at them, you don't hear good things about them, whether they are popular amongst certain people or not, or they're the it crowd or it group. For some of you all, you have to remain alone. You have to remain by yourself, because you being in a group or a clique, it stagnates your growth. It keeps you behind. It confuses you as far as who you are and who God has called you to be. Time out for all of the groups, the cliques, and the entourages when you have not even taken a trip inside of yourself, and you haven't even gone through a season of your life where you have been alone or by yourself. That is the purpose of this video message. Baby, you got to get to know you. You've got to figure out, who am I as a woman? Who am I without my friends? And a lot of you all, you got to stop claiming everybody as your friend. Just because people smile at you, just because people talk to you, just because people laugh with you, or you go out to eat with them, it does not necessarily mean that that person is the one who's supposed to be in your life. People are very fake. I've also talked about this before. People are not into you a lot of times like you think they are. Sometimes people just want to be around you or be associated with you because it benefits them. Hold on. Sorry, it benefits them in some way, shape, or form. And it's convenient for them at the time. But anytime you are the type of person, see, you can lie to me and everybody else, but people that are on the outside that's watching some of you all, if you're guilty of everything I'm talking about, they already know what it is. If you're the type of person where you're totally different outside of a group or clique or entourage you're in, that's a problem. Be the same, be solid all the way around. Why would you be by yourself and you're humble, you're friendly, you're talkative, you compliment people, you share things about yourself, but the minute your group or your clique or your entourage comes around, they tell you, don't talk to her. Don't talk to him. Don't hang with them. Oh, I heard that person was crazy. Then just like a light switch, you turn off. That person you used to be so humble with and talking to, you no longer want to talk to them. You no longer want to hang around them. When you hear people, like I said, talking about them and laughing at them and mocking them, you jump on that bandwagon. I'm telling you all right now, I have seen full-grown men and women do this. Older women have done it. Middle-aged women have done it. And of course, younger ones. Men and women have done it. You will be in the workplace and you will see a entourage, a group, or a clique of people, co-workers that hang together. Now the whole time they all phony with each other, because if they sleeping with each other, if they telling lies on each other, they jealous of each other. They don't act like that when they in front of each other's faces, but when they back is turned, they'll come to you being the outsider and they'll dog these people out that they're like this with. And so what I'm saying is that if you are the type of person, you switch up. When you outside of your group or your clique or entourage, you a nice, easygoing person. You a humble person. But then when your clique and group comes around, You acting like you all that. You don't want to talk to the same people anymore because you concerned about what people in your group or your clique or entourage is going to think about you or what they're going to say about you. No, no ma'am, no sir. I'm telling all of you all right now, you got to be in a season, you got to get to a place where you are walking alone. You go alone and you come alone unless God tells you otherwise. You've got to know who you are, and you have to remain the same whether you have a group or a clique or entourage or not. If you don't feel safe when you're by yourself, now you've got to get to the root of, why do I not feel safe? Why are you walking around and you feel afraid, but you feel secure, you feel strong, you feel tough when you're around a group of people? How are you living your life? Who have you double crossed to where now you walking around by yourself with this attitude where you looking over your shoulder? You sleeping with one eye open. See, the way I would perceive that is that you are a cutthroat person. You are a wicked person. But if you know that you're treating everybody across the board well, if you know that you are not being mean and rude to people, if you know that you respect everybody, you don't have anything to worry about. It's not a thing of you mistreating people and you feeling secure when you hang around certain people. That's a fact. And so what I'm saying to you all today is, let's say you are the type of person who you're in a clique, you're in an entourage or a group. I challenge you, for whoever this fits, I challenge you to start being comfortable being by yourself. Just try it out. Don't be quick to call somebody on the phone to join you for dinner or lunch or going to the mall. Don't be quick to go and sit with the 3 or 4 people that you normally sit with at work or at church. Take your time and live your life by yourself. Get your security from God. You feel safe in the Lord. You don't sit back and wait for somebody to tell you how to walk, how to talk, how to think, especially when they're rejecting and being rude and mean and nasty to other people. This goes especially for those of you, you know God called you to be a leader. You're in a leadership position and God have anointed you to do a mighty work. You really most definitely cannot be cliquish. Really, you cannot be cliquish. You cannot be in an entourage. You cannot be around all these different groups of people because you get a bad rep sometimes with the company that you keep. People will not respect you because they see you turn on and off like a light switch. They see you turn on and off like a water faucet, or like a faucet period, I should say. That's all I'm saying. No more groups and cliques and entourages. Learn to be by yourself. Learn to be secure alone. Stop claiming everybody as your friend. Stop always hanging with people that you know are mistreating other people. You know they're nasty people. You know they are not welcoming. You know they are not loving. You know they are not warm people. You know they are ignorant and uncouth. You know that they are a very messy or volatile person or people. In this season, you all have to be more intentional about the people you're hanging around and the people that you're taking claim to. Because this is a very serious season, because it is pivotal to your next move and the next phase of your life. You can't afford to be in no group or no clique. Now, if God is leading you to that because he's connecting you with people to do a particular job, then I'm not referring to you. But those that get this, you get it. Those that don't, then you won't. That's the video message. Well, guys, it's time for me to go because I have some other things to do. The Lord willing, I will be back with another video message. If any one of you have taken offense to anything I spoke about in this video message, it's okay. It's all right. I'm not worried about it. I am not concerned because I know you will forgive me in the morning.